for night for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kenz TV. And the house like kitchen sinks with a live. I apologize for it being a little late. But I'm just now getting off work as usual. And I thought, what better way to spend my evening other than to go live with some of my favorite people in the entire world, Craig. The world, Craig. Feels so good to be back. We are live. I do have a couple things to discuss that I'm very, very not pleased with. I'm so not pleased with, but I'm gonna give people an opportunity to jump on. Again, I know it's late. I know that it's a pop-up live. Nobody knew, but we're gonna discuss some things. But I'm gonna need y'all to definitely double tap that screen for the likes. Got to get the likes up. Helps put me into the algorithm so people will know that Kenz is live. My dog's in the house. Bill, what up, Bill? Bill Caven. So if Bill Caven's in the house, guess what? James McIlvain's in the house. What's good, man? The moderator is present. Man, it's been a minute. I ain't been live in a minute, but it feels good to be back. Like I said, I'm just now getting off work. So I got to go live. Y'all ain't had a chance to check out the video that I uploaded earlier. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. We got to get Kenz in the algorithm. I'm trying to upload, but we got to get Kenz in the algorithm. Alaska Terry, that's my dog. Alaskan Terry, matter of fact, my dog. My bad. Number 6, you know what I'm saying? Not fishing tonight, so I can pay good attention. Ain't doing no fishing tonight. You gave it a break. You know, that's a great thing that you do is fish, because I'm sure that obviously it's something that you love, and I gotta start getting back into. I was just telling myself the other day, like, I gotta get back doing the things that I love to do. You know, getting back into the gym. Can't really fool with no heavy weights anymore. Them heavy weights just damage me, man. You know what I mean? So I implore anybody that's lifting weights, you don't have to lift heavy. You can just do a ton of reps. When it's easy to you, guess what? Do more reps. When you can do 10 and it ain't nothing, go up to 12. When 12 ain't a problem, go up to 15. And you just you'll build the same mass as you would trying to lift 300 pounds like I was doing. But I'm gonna get back into my hobbies, man. You know, I'm about to start playing the piano again, man. Yeah, and the guitar. So those are some of the things. So when I see people such as my dog TB, and he's fishing, and push-ups is beautiful. You know, I need something that I have a genuine love for, because I'm gonna be honest with you all, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't play the guitar, but I want to play the guitar. I have played the piano before, but I want to play the guitar. I'm gonna be honest with you all, man. This whole job thing and I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I understand that people I understand. Well, Bill, we might have to do some business, man. I might have to send you the bread and you send me a guitar, because I'm definitely gonna buy one, because I want to learn how to play. By God. That's what they say in the hollers and heels. But this whole job thing, man, it's kind of, I don't know. I just feel like I'm ready to just do something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll still continue to work for Papa John's, but not as much, because it takes up so much of my day, so much of my time. While we waiting for people to log on, I'm going to give y'all a prime example of my day. Absolutely, Bill. We can talk about it. Appreciate that. So, James Jackson, what's good, my bro? James Jackson, 8654. I'm good, man. I ain't doing too much. What's up with you, man? Glad you could join us. After mom had to get back to my roots of peace. Absolutely. I understand that. I definitely understand that, man. And I salute you for that. Y'all double tap that screen. We need 1,000 likes tonight. I don't know how we gonna get it somehow, some way. We gonna did it. We gonna do it. Try trading or stocks. I've been thinking about that as well. Day trading. But you know, you see so much and people say this and people say that. You don't really know what to go with. You know, I'm sure some of those things work. But I'm really, really about to dive even deeper, if you will, into this internet. You know, I got a bunch of skits that I've been working on. About to stop dropping like, I said stop dropping. I'm about to start dropping like 4 videos a day. You know, maybe 9 a.m. Come back again at 2 p.m. Come back again at about 5 or 6. And then hit y'all with this midnight love. Because working at this job, my day consists of going to work in the morning. I probably get to work at about 10 o'clock. Stay till 2. Leave work. Go do a YouTube video. From there, come back to work at about 4:30. Stay until about 10:30. And that's just my day. And no, I'm giving them people too much of my time for very, very little pay. You see, a job don't care anything about you. And they're not supposed to. I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, if you don't take control of your own destiny, to say the least, then what are we really living for? What are we really, really doing? I want to start to do the things that I truly, truly enjoy. I know that if I upload 4 videos a day, it'll be difficult because I'm not always in the mood to do videos. I'm a human being. I'm not always in the mood to do videos. But I'm not always in the mood to go work for Papa John's either. Or any other company. And so I just been thinking about these things. You know, I'm trying to take this to the next level. And I know that the internet is a way people are really, really, really getting paid. I think that's what I'm going to be doing really, really soon. You know what I mean? James McIlvain, a job is a scam. Make it work for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alaskan Terry, TB, he agrees. My day one, 859, Kentucky Tim, was good. My dog, that's my dog. In the building, in the house like kitchen sinks. What's up with you? I think that I can really take this channel to the next level. I'm about to start a couple other channels. So between this channel, starting a couple other channels, like the credit channel, I want people to know about credit. A lot of people don't really know about credit. Most people think, oh man, you just pay your bills on time, you have credit. There's so much more to it. I'm gonna have a credit channel. I want to have like a crime stories channel. And as I mentioned, I want to do the skit. So with all of that, how do I have time to go work for this company for 8-9 hours per day? The math just ain't adding up. It's 24 hours in a day last time I checked. I'm going to be getting married next year, you know, God willing. The date, August the 28th, 2027. And I know that that time is going to come really, really soon. Really, really fast. Getting married is not cheap whatsoever. Not so ever. So when y'all see me doing a lot more videos, you'll truly understand what this is really about. There is a message. Y'all rock with me. Man, coffee's kind of hot. Coffee's kind of hot. I know you can take this to a higher level. Bill says, yeah, absolutely. I know that I can. But I got to really start giving this more time than I'm giving these people. I'm giving these people so much time, I'm not really focusing on what I should be focusing on. It's definitely a leap of faith. It's a chance that I'll be taking. but I'm up for the challenge. I'm definitely up for the challenge. YouTube only pays once a month, so you gotta really, really, you know, manage yourself right or whatever. But I think everything's gonna be okay. I absolutely do. Plus, I enjoy doing it. James McIlvain. Now, I'm not drinking a triple. Well, kind of. So I've been like watching my calorie intake and things of that nature. So for y'all that are not familiar with a triple is your coffee, your sugar, and your creamer. Penitentiary, get you a cup of coffee. It's a coffee mug, but not the little small mugs. Like it's larger than this. You know what I mean? And man, my lights went out. Give me just a second. My doggone lights went out back in. But yeah, in prison, you know, in Kentucky, you know, they call them triples. Now, I do have coffee, but I wasn't really in the mood for, you know, drinking straight black. Pause, double pause, triple. Matter of fact, manual rewind. I know we live, but I can still do a manual rewind. A double manual rewind. I wasn't in the mood to be drinking coffee, just straight coffee, if that makes any sense to you. So I put a little bit of sugar in there and a little bit of creamer. But it's not a true triple, but it does have creamer and sugar, respectfully. My dog's in the building. I gotta take my, because I can't really see. Y'all check these glasses out too, man. Y'all check these out. I got a bunch of them. My dog Bill Caven, and James McIlvain, they sent me this box, man. You know what I mean? They sent me this box. I still got the box. Don't pay attention to what it says. It's a little zesty, but you know that they just got it from where they work at, or where James works at the Taco Inn. But I tell you what, man, I got all sorts of different colors of these glasses, and I'm looking into putting my spin on them, my twist on them. Real Kenz, his own version of them, and so that's why when you all always see me with these glasses, it's all about the love, man. It's all about the love. We got to love each other. So you see, it's a heart. And see that? Bill Caven and James McIlvain sent me these glasses, man. And I love them everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, they say, hey, man, where you get them glasses at, man? I like those glasses, man. So we're going to see what we can do to make it shake. Adrian Terry. Sweet James, live from H-Town, just showing my homie love as he gets his channel off the ground. I got an early morning, so get at you a little later. I appreciate you, bro. I understand it's late. I appreciate you just chiming in, saying something, letting the channel know, man. Adrian Terry always shows up when I go live, man, and shows up all the time, you know, in general. So I appreciate it, man. I know it's late. I know people got to go to bed. Thank you, bro. I definitely appreciate you. Jay Will gave up his whole construction business just to do YouTube. Absolutely, Jay Williams did. Absolutely. You spend so much time at a job, as I mentioned, it's just like, then you come home and it's like, man, I've been working all day. You dealing with whatever is going on at the job. Sometimes you're tired. You don't feel like doing a video or whatnot. So it's just one of them things, man, to where Jay, I guess he felt like my true talent is here. What I really love to do is here. And not to be telling his business, but he's getting it. He is absolutely getting it. If you notice, Jay been dropping them videos a lot more often lately. Jay is absolutely winning. I keep telling him, hey, Jay, you need to write a book, man. Self-publish your own book, bro. You don't got to go through you got enough of a following. Not to be trying to count no man's pockets, but I'm just telling him this is what I told him. You got enough of a following, bro, to where if you come out with your own book, man, you'll sell 20,000 copies easily. Selling your book for what, $20, $25, $24.99? Ain't gonna cost you them about $4 or $5 to make the book. Y'all do the math. If I ever get to that level, matter of fact, I'm already working on a book, but it's a booklet. It's a credit booklet. I want to teach people about this credit, man. You can turn your whole life around with credit. Who else is in the building, man? Who else is in the building? Chris Pickle. What up, Kenz? In the house like kitchen sinks. Mississippi's in the building. I appreciate y'all chiming in. I definitely do. Nashville, Tennessee, OG. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you, man. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. You know, we just trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's gonna be a tall task, but it's not impossible. That's why I stress to you all, when you watch my videos, definitely like, comment, share. Sharing is the main thing. If you share my videos, because more people, and I need to be in the YouTube algorithm. After 3 years, I thought that I definitely would be in the YouTube algorithm, but at this point, I'm not. But we're not complaining about it. We're not crying about it. We're just going to keep grinding, keep pushing, and keep pushing. Big Rufus is in the building. Your mama boyfriend. What up? Big Rufus is in the building. Big Rufus don't want no zooms and whams back. Them ain't the type of cakes that we want back. That's what Big Rufus used to say. He'd get you in a trick box, in a trick bag, loan you a bunch of stuff. You come back to pay him back, and Big Rufus is like, nah. It make the type of cakes and zooms that I want back, that I want back. Next thing you know, Big Rufus is a gorilla. Been locked up 15 years. Fleece Johnson talked about Big Rufus. Big Rufus is a gorilla, man. The thing about prison is this. This is what our Clarksville, Tennessee is in the building. Chaz Davis, 2635, was good. Tell y'all about prison, man. Ain't nothing cute about going to prison. So you got these guys such as Big Rufus, right? 12, 13, 14 years in the paint. In the paint, just simply another phrase for locked up. Working out 3 times a day. See, back then you didn't have to have no job in prison. I don't know how it is now. When I last left prison in 2019, I think that's when I last was in prison. You had to have a job. If you didn't, they was gonna send you to the disciplinary and a dorm, and that sucks. Nobody wants to just be locked down. So you have to have some form of a job. Jobs in prison consist of, you get your job as a janitor. You working in the dorm. Basically, you just make sure the bathroom stay clean, the dorm stay mopped. You might have to clean out the day room, the officer stations, the caseworkers' offices, taking out the trash, things of that nature. Nothing major. Robert Miller was good. RB. Actually, it's RM. I was looking at something else. Sorry about that. Robert Miller's in the building. I appreciate you. What's good? Talk about Miss Miller. I could not stop laughing about that. Mrs. Miller. And so you have this job, right? Now, you only get paid in penitentiary, you get about $25 a month. That's what they pay you in prison. If you're doing violent time, you'll get double of that. But if you're just doing regular time, to where you do 20% of your time before you see the parole board, $26 a month. Tori's family, 6788, 511 community is in the building. Everybody rocks with real Kenz, man, or with Kenz is 5'11". I don't care if you're 6'3". One dude was like, nah, Kenz, I'm 6'4", 280. Nah, you 5'11", 280. Everybody's 5'11". On Real Kenz TV. So you have this job in prison, man. You got to work your little shift or whatever. Get your little $25, $26 a month. And they give you 4 days good time off of your sentence. It's not a lot of time. 4 days per month, 48 days a year. But it is what it is. But back in the day when I first went to prison, man, if you didn't want to have a job, you just didn't have a job. So you got dudes that's up, wait pal, first thing in the morning. Early bird gets the worm. 8 o'clock in the morning, they on the pal. They're going to work out from about 8 to 10. After that, chill for a little minute. Got lunch at about, probably about 11:15, somewhere right around in there. And so you go to lunch. Got count time after lunch. They open the yard back up probably at about 1 o'clock. Come back. Now, different yards have different times. Come back, work out again. 1 to about 2:30. 1 to 3. About 3:30, they do shift change. 3:45. Brooklyn's in the building. Brooklyn is in the building, huh? What up, Brooklyn? Timberlands for my hooligans in Brooklyn. Yeah, they tripping. Yeah, get them out of there, James. Good job, man. I appreciate you, bro. I definitely appreciate you. Let the yard back out at about, open the yard back up at about 4. It's time to eat chow, dinner. 4:15, 4:30. After that, dudes is working out again. After chow, dudes is working out again at about 6 o'clock. Work out to about 7, 7:30. Summertime, you get to stay on the yard till about, it gets dark about 8:30. Then they pull you off the yard. You got to go in the dorm. You got dudes doing it 6 days a week, man. That's why I always stress to you all. The wife and I were on the road throughout 4 states, and we listened to your videos while on the road. Keep on grinding, Kenz. Thanks, Chaz Davis. I appreciate that, bro. That's why I make the longer videos for you all. I definitely appreciate that, man. And so when you're in prison and you see these dudes and you have your wife working at a prison, or you allow your wife to work at a prison, rather, best believe her eyes work. Best believe her eyes work. Keep having to take these glasses off to see James Pack 5820. What's good? Appreciate you chiming in. You know what I mean? And so these dudes, they're looking at these correctional officers. They're noticing when she's coming into work and she's not smiling or she's not her normal self. And they try to get up under her. Next thing you know, he got her in the mop closet somewhere, pumping in a sweat. You coming in from the streets straight to the penitentiary, you're no match for these dudes. They would literally overpower you. I know, ain't nobody no punk. It won't happen to me. It won't. I get it. But you dealing with some like real live gorillas, man. Texas Redneck 615. How you doing this evening, Kenz? I found you through Jay Williams on a binge. I've been binge watching your videos. Keep up the growth, brother. I love painted pictures you give, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. It lets me know I feel appreciated, you know. Thank you. I definitely appreciate you for watching the channel, binge watching the channel. Man, it means a lot to me, man. I definitely do. Thank you. Chris Pickle 4404. I drive trucks. I've watched every video you've ever made, Kenz. Love the videos. Keep grinding, fam. Thank you. Thank you, man. I'm going to get there somehow, some way. I'm going to get there. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what I got to do, you know, within reason, within, you know, in the realm of integrity. I'm going to get there. You get into it with a penitentiary gorilla. You really don't have too much win unless you already came from the streets and you got hands and you already really know how to really defend yourself. Man, these dudes are absolute monsters, man. They'll choke you out, man. They will. So really, really think about what you're doing. If you're out here and you're not moving, correctly or whatever, think about what you're doing. Think about the fact that they'll send you to a cell, and when you go into that cell, and I'm not even exaggerating, it might be a dude that's size don't mean everything, but it means something. And you go into that cell and dude is 6'4", 240, ripped to shreds, been working out 15 years straight. He came into prison at 18, so he's still relatively young, 33, 32 years old, 35 or 34 years old. Deep voice. What's up? Very, very intimidating. Tattoos everywhere. And they throw you in a cell with this dude, man. You've been out in the streets partying and drinking and smoking, and you're not in no type of shape. They throw you in a cell with this sort of individual, man. What are you going to do? It's not wrestling. What are you going to do, brother? You got to say your prayers and eat your vitamins, dude. Yeah, all that's TV. You can say your prayers, you can eat your vitamins, and you can, but penitentiary, man, is the belly of the beast. Lions, tigers, goons, gorillas, birds, hyenas. Now you in trouble. Now you in trouble. Because you in the cell with a real live gorilla. A lot of them dudes in prison, man, not everybody. Fleece Johnson tries to say 85, 90% of the yard was zesty. I don't know what yard he was on. I actually do. I'm just being facetious. I know he was at Eddyville, which is KSP, Kentucky State Penitentiary. I know there's a lot of zestiness going on, but I don't think it was 90% of the yard. But back when Fleece was locked up, man, they just gonna take it. They're gonna take you. They're gonna take you. Nah, Kenz, that ain't gonna happen to me. Shoot, I don't know. I just have to stab them. I have to do. Yeah, it's not TV. This is not TV, man. My whole goal, I like to get into some of these jails just as well. So when I talk about taking my channel to the next level, get into some of these jails and prison, so that I can tell people and I can talk to people and I can relate to people because they're going to relate to me. I just killed a 34-year sentence, man. I ain't do it inside, obviously. I did about 11 of it inside. Then you get good time, then, while you're out on parole or whatever, but I just walked down a 34-year sentence. No longer am I on parole. Now, I'm going to still live my life as though I am on parole. I'm not trying to get out here and do nothing silly just because I'm not on parole. The people are going to relate to me. I'm sorry, you all. My fiance, she was texting me, asking me what I was doing, so I had to let her know I was on live. I got a fiance now, so I got to, she hits me up and she comes calling, I got the answer. But I think that no matter where I go, people will relate. And so that's one of the things that I have. Like, I have a whole lot of plans. That's exactly what I plan to do interviews on prisoners. I seen my dude yesterday. His name is, y'all can Google him. Gerald Young. I believe it's Garald Young. Caught a murder charge back in the 90s. Him and another guy. And according to the jury or the other guy, Gerald paid him to do the unaliving, allegedly. Well, the jury believed it. They gave the guy who actually did it life, or 25 to life. And the person that didn't do it, but he allegedly paid him to do it, they gave him the death penalty. gave him the death penalty. Imagine that. The person that did it gets less time than the person who allegedly paid him to do it. He gets the death penalty, and he spends, I don't know exactly how many years, but it was several years on death row. He ends up beating death row, and they gave him life. Got his sentence commuted from death row to life because it was determined through the court of appeals that an individual that's a conspirator can't get more time than the person that actually did the crime. They gave him life. I think he ended up getting 25 to life or something like that. Had another appeal. Actually, I think they gave him life without parole. Kept fighting, kept appealing. Ended up getting 20 to life, something like that. I'll let him tell his own story, but I know after about 23 years, he's home now. His girl never left him. Stood by his side the whole time. They married to this day. And I ran into him in traffic. I didn't even see him. He said, "What up, boy?" I couldn't really see him because he had his windows kind of rolled up. He's behind the tent. So I'm like, what else? He rolled his window down. I'm like, "Ah, what up, man?" He said, "Man, I'm going to tell you, man, I've been checking you out on them videos, man. You doing your thing, man. Keep doing it. You speak the truth." He knows everything about penitentiary. I had already hollered at him maybe about 4 or 5 months ago about doing an interview, but it was just me. I was the one that I just never really have made make it happen. Anytime you're ready, bro, I got you. If you need me, holler at me. I got you. I'm definitely going to be doing an interview with him real soon. Gerald Young. Google him. You bored or something? Check him out. Lexington, Kentucky. It's going to blow your mind. Appreciate that, TB. Man, it feels good to be off. I mean, like when I was on parole, so it was just one of those things to where like I wasn't even reporting to, because I've been home for so long, 7 years, something like that. I wasn't even reporting. I didn't even have a parole officer at this point. But I still had that time over my head so that if anything happened, I still had probably, out of the 34 years, I still had all this time hanging over my head that I was home. Now, the thing about the Kentucky parole system is if you come back with a new felony, this whole 7 years that I've been home, say I had been home for like 6 years, and I had another year to complete parole, and I catch a felony, I get convicted, that whole 6 years I've been home got wiped away. That's why I was still on parole. I should have been off parole. But see, I was a knucklehead and I was insane, kept running my head into the wall thinking that I could do the same thing with different results. So I would come home for 4 years, 3.5 years, catch a case, and all that time that I was home, you see what I'm saying? I would lose that time. It was terrible. So this last time I got out, I said, no more, man. Sometimes people, they fool themselves. They quick to say, oh man, I've been home for 3 years, I'm doing good. But you still doing the same thing that you've been doing. You might have a job or something like that. But you're still doing dirt. You're still doing, the things that can get you locked up. So you're not doing good. You're just fooling yourself. Me, I never returned to that lifestyle. 7 years I've been home, almost 5 I've been working here. Same place, same job. It feels good. It feels good, but it's just one of the many accomplishments that I hope to achieve. I was speaking with an attorney, and the attorney said, give myself 5 more years. 5 more years without getting in any trouble, which, it's not what I'm about anymore. And I'm going to apply for a pardon. And if I get it, my whole record is wiped clean. I can get gun rights. Not that I want a gun. I don't even know if I want a gun, but I'm saying all of those rights will be restored. So, it's going to take some time, but guess what? It can be done. It definitely can be done. I appreciate all the congrats. It definitely feels good. And, it's just, I want to reach out and tell as many people before it's too late. You got youngsters taking pictures and sending the pictures home. I got my GED. And that's a great thing. It's not to knock you for getting your GED. Good night, Bill. Appreciate you joining us, bro. We're going to be talking. But you got your GED and you're in prison with a 28-year sentence. You're 26 years old. You see where I'm going with this? Like, it's never too late, but sometimes it is. They say it's never too late, but sometimes it is. You could have done all of that out here on the streets, youngsters. Let me tell you, man, when you go to prison, it's hard ankles in there. You're not going to get no woman unless you got the gift of gab and you end up catching one of the staff members or something like that. And that's only going to be a matter of time before you get caught up, because somebody's going to hate on you, or you're going to tell somebody, or somebody's going to notice or whatever. So it's only going to be a matter of time. Imagine not being able to hug a woman again. Through visit maybe. But if you're in the feds, ain't no telling where you're going to be at. You might not be even remotely close to home. Never being able to be with the woman again. Ain't no conjugal visits, no place that I know about. So all you see is just dudes all the time. You wake up, dudes. You roll over in the middle of the night, dudes. You every day. A lot of people are taking these penitentiary chances. I seen a video yesterday on Facebook. Matter of fact, it was this morning. Yo, real Kenz, the Black Picasso. Congratulations on your engagement. Peace, man. Hold on. Peace and happiness. Thank you. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, we got the date, August 28th. It's definitely going down. You know what I mean? God willing. That's my boo, man. We go through our thing. Everybody thinks that, and I'm gonna get back to this penitentiary thing. Everybody thinks that because you get engaged or you get married, like the problems just stop. No, they don't. You still have issues. But you figure out a way. You figure out a way to deal with it. So I wouldn't change it for the world, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But like I was saying, when you're in the prisons, man, and everybody's gonna leave you. Your baby's mama, she's gonna leave you. Your parents are gonna pass away. Relatives, friends, people, they're not gonna be there for you. Now, every once in a while, you might have somebody that just rides it out with you, but I'm speaking the overwhelming majority. It's crazy. Mexicans gets boots on. I don't know what that means. But if that's what you want to do, you want to be out here beefing over something that is not even that big of a deal, go ahead. Like I said, I seen a video this morning. It was probably about 5 or 6 young dudes standing. I don't know. They was just chilling. 2 dudes jump out on him. Dude got the Draco. I'm talking about the real live Draco. Got the Draco on him. They take it all. They want it all. Shoes, watch, jewelry, what's in their pockets. I don't like the fact that they did that, but one thing that I do admire, I don't know if admire, Richmond's in the building. What's good? Richmond, Kentucky, Richmond, Virginia, Ace 36363. What part of or what state you in? One thing the young dudes did is after that, Virginia. Shout out to Richmond, Virginia. What's that, 757? They just took the things that they wanted and they left. They didn't shoot him. They didn't shoot him. 804. Okay, 757 is the beach, my bad. That's my dog. He's in the building. My dog's in the building. Jesse Ray. What up? ATL. Trucker checking in. One of my day ones. Brooklyn's in the building. Jesse Ray's out there dropping them big loads. He drops the biggest loads. Pause. That's what truck drivers do. They drop loads, man. What more can I say? Be more Baltimore. Living my best life. Okay. Baltimore's in the building. What's good? Y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen, man. I need 1,000 likes. I'm almost there. See, this is why I love going live, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I get to interact with you all. We just, give people opportunity. Not an opportunity. It gives me an opportunity to get to know you all, to get to see you all and answer questions or whatever. So, man, it's truly a blessing. It's truly a blessing. But as I was saying, the youngsters, man, they robbed them. But they didn't shoot them. They left. But the thing about it, actually, it was 3 of them. You got 2 of them that had a mask on, but one that didn't even have a mask on. And I guess something clicked in his mind, and then he covered his face. Oh, the camera already got you now, bro. Like, it's too late. As soon as y'all left, dude pulled his phone out and started recording or whatever. And it's just the type of world that we live in. And luckily, like I said, they didn't do anything as far as shooting them, because I've seen situations. I was locked up with a dude. Whole leg was blown off. We was talking about his case or whatever. He's like, bro, I gave him everything they wanted. Opened the safe. I didn't have nothing else. He took everything that I had there, and dude still shot me with a shotgun. Like, what is wrong with people? If first of all, why are you robbing people? But if you gonna do that, if you just must, why do you gotta still shoot the dude, man? You know what I'm saying? Why do you gotta shoot him? Some people, man, they're not playing with a full deck. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. Appreciate y'all hitting that double tap rather. I don't know what to say. I just think some people, man, just throwing rocks at the penitentiary, man. Throwing rocks at the penitentiary. The penitentiary ain't bothering you, ain't disturbing you, you know what? I want to go to prison. I want to go in there with a bunch of men and do the next 30 years of my life, if I'm lucky. Everything you do, man, there's cameras everywhere, man. They got surveillance everywhere. Told a story earlier in the week, a couple days ago, about the individual that had people running up and down the highway for him. Police was watching him the whole time. Police was watching the man the whole time. I don't know the dude, per se, or I don't know him, period. But I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to see anybody end up getting time, and especially the amount of time that he's looking at. They're trying to give him football numbers. He's already in his 40s. They're trying to give this man football numbers to where you might come home again, but we're going to make sure that you know what I mean? Because it's the feds. Might come home if he's lucky, if he's lucky, 65, maybe. That's if the judge takes it easy on him. I don't want my life in the hands of another, individual. I just don't, man. Steven on the water, 6070. What's good, man? You always catch my lives. I appreciate you. Cool Cat Wayness, realest channel out. Especially you really break down to people that's never been incarcerated. It's in the details straight up. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I do that. Because a lot of times when we telling these stories, it's so easy to just get caught up into the prison lingo. And then you have to realize, like, everybody don't know what you're speaking of. And not just that, different states, different prisons, they have different lingos. So if I say something that's common to everybody here, other people may be like, what is that? What does that mean? So I always paint a picture. I'm always going to break it down to you. But what I really, really wanted to talk about, what I really, really wanted to discuss is this Carmelo Anthony conviction that was handed down at some point today. He was convicted of murder. He was convicted of murder, and if you all are not familiar, he was at a high school track meet. Young black kid. And evidently, I wasn't there. I wasn't in the courtroom. But so it starts to rain apparently. And they gave him 35 years. Okay, so I didn't see that. Appreciate that. Yellow tablet talk was good. That's my dog. Y'all go check out his channel, Yellow Tablet Talk. He just informed me that Carmelo Anthony, the one that I'm speaking of, got 35 years. But for the people that don't know, he goes into a tent, the opposing team's tent, because it was raining. Not really a tent, but like the little area that you're sitting in, they had like a covering to, block the rain. You can't stop the rain. You can't stop the rain. He can't stop the rain, so he goes in. A couple of the boys, hey man, you're not on our team, get out. Hey man, I'm just trying to, it's raining. I don't care, get out. Allegedly, a couple of the boys, twin boys, all white team, started to rough him up, started to, act like they were going to jump him or, whatever. He pulls out a small, knife that he had on him. And he stabs one of the twin boys. These dudes were some monsters too. Known for bullying people. Twin didn't make it. And so Carmelo was, charged with murder. This was in last year, 2025. And jury found him guilty today. I'm gonna tell you all something. I'm gonna really, really explain something to you. I know people. I said Dexan. I said hi. Was good. People really, really hate when you talk about race, right? A lot of people hate when you talk about race. But the thing about it is that it's real. It's real. Do y'all think for 1 minute, if the roles were reversed, I'm just being real. I love everybody, but I got to keep it real. Y'all got to double tap that screen. Before I get my dog Dante from the Dante Show Network and come and push that blade on y'all, man. If it was a white kid, the same exact scenario, and he's trying to get out of the rain and he goes under the covering or whatnot of all black kids, And a couple of the bigger black kids, they twins or whatever, and they go to, you know, throwing fisticuffs and jumping on him or whatnot. And the white kid stabs one of the black guys, and the black guy doesn't make it, or the black kid rather. Do you think that he would have even gotten charged, let alone convicted? You see, they say it's a jury of our peers. Now, this is what's going to really, really get you. They say it's a jury of our peers, but how can it be a jury of our peers when the prosecution does everything that they can possibly do to keep all blacks off the jury? I want y'all to understand that. They do everything that they can do when it's a black person on trial. This is fact. Everything that they can do to keep all blacks off the jury. Why? Because they say that black people are more empathetic towards other blacks. But at the same token, this is supposed to be a jury of our peers. How can this remotely be a jury of our peers when none of my peers look like me? It's just so sad. I hate the fact that anybody lost their life. I hate the fact that, especially that it was a kid, anybody, but, you know, it was a kid. Kids bully people. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. But you don't have a right to defend yourself. You see, when you defend yourself, nobody says how you can defend yourself. Nobody should be able to determine you defend yourself because you defending yourself. If I got two big guys and they jumping on me or whatever, and he probably didn't even mean, yeah, he obviously meant to, you know, to do what he did, but I don't think he probably meant to. It was a little bitty small knife. I don't think he meant to, you know what I mean, unalive him. Ain't like he had a Jason knife on, or a butcher knife or something like that. But even if he did, those guys had no business jumping on him like that. And again, condolences to the family of I don't approve of any sort of violence or anything like that. But I just hate when I hear people say, man, a jury of your peers. I don't know how many of y'all been in trouble before, but when you catch a case, your back is really, really up against the wall, man. Facts. Alaskan TB. Black kids would have shared the tent for anyone who needed. Facts. Not only when y'all was jumping on the dude, y'all had the other teammates looking out so that the coaches wouldn't see. All that man was trying to do was just come, you know, out from the rain. You can't stop the rain. It's just messed up, man. Like, we just live in a messed up world, messed up situation. I even talked about the P. Diddy trial a little bit. Not to really go into P. Diddy, but I'm saying even him, he couldn't even, the prosecution got the majority of the blacks off of the jury. And this man is if he's not a billionaire, he's close to it. They got the majority of the blacks off of the jury. How can you win? You can't. They sent Bill Cosby to prison. Look at R. Kelly doing 30 years when, don't get me wrong, R. Kelly was dead wrong. So let's make that clear. But 30 years? R. Kelly shouldn't have got no more than 10 years. But see, they have this thing and it's called the RICO. And they're misusing the RICO. You see, the RICO is for real live organized crime. Me, you, 3, 4, 5 other people, 10 other people, we got an organization. This is what we do, is organized. That's what the RICO is for. Organized crime. Organized crime done on a continuous basis. Now they hitting people with 1-man RICOs, 2-man RICOs, 3-man RICOs, giving them 30 years. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how they just throwing people in prison, locking them up and throwing away the key. With this P. Diddy situation, P. Diddy was a piece of dirt for what he did to that girl. But did he deserve life? Like they was trying to give him? Then they was going to come in and take all of his money that they knew he built legally? But they hit him with the RICO. That's pitiful. And so you can take any individual based upon what a person says and build a case. That's why I say 50 Cent, he really has to watch himself. He making a whole lot. People didn't like you anyway, bro. You're making a whole lot of enemies. You making a whole lot of enemies with some powerful people. You think that when P. Diddy comes home, he ain't gonna forget about what you did? You came out with a documentary. You came out with a documentary. Northern California is in the building. What's good? King _ Element 204. What's good? Appreciate you joining us. There is a message. 50 Cent came out with a whole documentary trying to get this man buried. Buried. Again, what do you think he's going to do when he comes home? He's always talking crazy about Jay-Z, Floyd Mayweather, countless other celebrities. Rick Ross. These dudes got long money. 50 Cent's day's coming. I promise you. His day's coming. Them allegations that are starting out small now, watch them grow legs. And he has himself to blame. He only has himself to blame. But getting back to this court system and the way that they operate, like, they have to be stopped, man. But who's going to stop them? They have in Kentucky, they have something that's called tampering with physical evidence. To where you can easily just turn a misdemeanor into a felony just like that. Me and you, we sitting on the corner just chilling. Smoking a blunt. We sitting on the corner and we smoking a blunt. Police roll up on us. Jack Daniels in the cup. No, actually, bro, I'm drinking coffee, man. You know what I mean? I'm actually drinking coffee, bro. Self-hatred is real unnecessary. Sad we are definitely quick to wish bad on our own people. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. We sit on the corner, as I mentioned, we smoking a blunt. Police runs up. For whatever reason, we take, oh man, police. Take off running. Nobody wants to go to jail, whatever. Probably not going to go to jail for smoking a blunt, but nevertheless, you take off running. Y'all go different ways so the police can only chase one of you. Give you a real live example of how people sometimes go to prison in Kentucky, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, where they just make up rules as they go. Police is chasing. You getting away. You done took the blunt, you done threw it. Get it off your persons. Police ends up catching you, tackles you. In the process of him tackling you, he sprains his foot, sprains his ankle. But he got you. It's holding you down. He's calling for backup on his, his lifeline. Subject, I got the subject. He's giving the location or whatever. Subject has been apprehended. They're going to book you. Once they book you, they're going to charge you with possession of marijuana, tampering with physical evidence because you took that evidence and you threw it. You got rid of it. That's 1 to 5. They're going to charge you with evading an officer. That's 1 to 5. And then they're going to charge you with 2nd-degree assault or 3rd-degree assault. Because 2nd-degree assault, I believe, carries 10 to 20, I believe. 2nd-degree assault on an officer, I believe, carries 10 to 20. And a 3rd-degree assault, actually, 2nd-degree assault, I believe, carries 5 to 10. 3rd-degree assault is 1 to 5. So you're facing 15 years. For something as small as that. I know you shouldn't run. I know that you shouldn't just be smoking out and, on the corner or whatever. But you're facing 15 years. You go to jail. It's in Kentucky. No bail bondsmen. Your bond is what your bond is. Judge is going to see the officer got hurt. Going to see you ran. You're going to have your bond something crazy, $25,000, full cash. Not too many people can post that. Most other places, if your bond is $25,000, it's really $2,500, automatic 10%. Not in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Your bond is what your bond is. Ain't no bail bondsmen. So now you sitting in the county jail. You sitting there, you can't get out. Every time you go to court, you going with a public pretender. Oh, my bad. Public defender. They're not getting you any sort of justice. The judge won't lower your bond. So you've been in jail 7, 8, 9 months. You trying to fight this case. Man, I'm going to trial with it, man. Set your trial date off 5 or 6 more months. By the time you're ready to go to trial, you've been in jail for 12, 13 months, 14 months. Facing 15 years. At the last minute, the people know that they're not really trying to take it to trial. They're going to offer you something very, very minute. Very, very small. Look, if you take a plea today, we'll give you 3 years. Maybe 5. If you're lucky, 3. Man, I ain't trying to take no plea deal. I ain't do nothing, man. Hey, man, it's either that or go to trial. So you end up taking a plea deal. Let's just say you take 4 years. Because there was an officer that got hurt, they're probably not going to give you probation. Now you in prison. Locking people up is a business, man. The penitentiary is full of individuals just like that. I'm not saying that people in prison don't need to be there. I'm not saying it because there's some individuals in prison that definitely need to be where they at. But they got to keep those beds filled. So therefore, they got to lock people up in the same scenario that I just gave you. They got to do that. It's sad. It's sad, man. But that's the game that we play when we get involved into that. It's the game that we play when we get involved in the criminal lifestyle. You wouldn't think that just standing there smoking some marijuana would lead you to 4 years in prison. But you just never know. You know, when you go to prison, oftentimes when you come home, you have a disdain for police officers. You have a disdain for people in position of authority. You have a disdain for correctional officers because you had to put up with so much foolishness when you in prison that when you come home, you ain't really trying to hear nothing. Yeah, you still have to adhere to rules, but you're not really trying to hear somebody telling you what to do. You got these officers that act real just, and I'm not talking about all, man, I done met some amazing people that happen to be correctional officers. They just there to do their job, man. Not even to do their job. They there to get their money. Look, y'all don't bother me, I don't bother y'all. Y'all just don't kill each other and everything's cool. Or respect them. I respect the ones that are jerks. Just be, if you're a jerk, don't try to play like you cool one day and then the next day you shaking me down. If you a jerk, just be a jerk. So that way I know, okay, this guy's a jerk. He's here to do his job. He ain't gonna bother you. Just don't give him a reason to. Cool, do your thing, man. But it's those overzealous motherfuckers that act like they so tough. Like McCracken. I done told y'all the story of McCracken maybe twice. Well, I've mentioned him twice. McCracken thought that he was so tough, man. This is in the county jail. When you first come to the county jail, you go to what's called the assessment center. When you're in the assessment center, basically it's just jail cells. You know what I mean? One-man jail cells. So let's just say you walk in pod A. That's what they call them, pods. When you walk in pod A, it's like a walk. You got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. A through H. You'll have like a couple tables. You got a TV. You got a toilet. You got a shower. And like I said, you got the 8 individual cells. You got 4 of those downstairs. A, B, C, D. Then upstairs, E, F, G, H. Upstairs. So you got, and then they got one area to where everybody's just in. It probably holds like 12, 15 people. Got a TV on the wall, bathroom. And they got like the individual beds. Everybody, sometimes people like going in there opposed to being locked in your cell all day long. So you got this cocksucker, McCracken. McCracken was probably, I don't know, 42, 43 years old. White guy, bald head, probably 5'10", because he definitely wasn't 5'11". And he was just a guy, man, that kept his boots shined. Uniform was all neat all the time. And he would sit in his guard tower, because there's a guard tower in the middle of the dorm. And he would keep everybody locked down all day. Most other COs, they let you come out. Like I said, it's a walkway, so they're gonna let you come out and mingle with the other people, watch TV, get on the phone. Not McCracken. April's in the building. What's good? April is in the building. Y'all say what's up to April. Yo, what's print check mean, bro? Man, you gotta go and watch the video. Go to my channel and watch the video of Big Tim, the story of Big Tim. Just go in the search bar and say Big Tim, and it'll come up and it'll tell you everything you need to know about print checking. Respectfully. I'll double tap that screen too, man. I got to get the likes up. So this guy McCracken will just keep you in the cell, and you be like, bro, can we get the TV on? Can we? He might turn the TV on for you, but not let you out of your cell. Thing about it, it was his shift. He don't get off work until I think 4 o'clock. He works the morning shift. It's his shift. If he don't want to turn the TV on, if he don't want to, he don't have to do it. My dog Dre, man. Dre had went to court. And so when Dre went to court, he was supposed to go to court actually. And McCracken didn't get him up. You know, you gotta wait. The inmate, we don't got no clocks or nothing in there. McCracken didn't get him up. And so I think he ended up being late to court or something like that, or they not necessarily late, because one person ain't gonna stop the show, but You know, he came, he was like, damn, bro, once they came and got him, why don't you get me up for court, man? You know I had court. Kraken didn't really say nothing. So he goes to court. The judge reduces his bond. Remember I said you don't get an automatic 10%, but the judge can say, okay, well, if your bond's, $25,000, I'm gonna let you out. I'm gonna reduce it to you, your own recognizance. They had reduced his bond to where he just needed somebody to come and sign him out. It's called third party. He tells the judge, he says, Your Honor, all due respect, but we got a guy, the CO there, he don't want to let nobody out of their cell. I'm not even gonna be able to make a phone call to let my people know. This is early. This is probably like, by the time he gets back from court, it's probably like 1 o'clock. But he's telling the judge is like, nah, you are to be given a phone call. You gotta call his people, let them know, they letting me out. Gets back to the jail, assessment center. Like I said, it's probably about a little bit after 1. I never will forget. You know why I know? Because I was a trustee that day. Oh, Ken's a bootlicking trustee. Nah, it ain't like on TV or whatever. But I was a trustee that day. Gets you out of your cell. You know what I mean? Get to go around the jail and, do different things or whatever. But so I'm sitting in and I hated working the assessment center, but you don't control where you go. One day you might be in the hole. One day you might be in the assessment center. One day you might be in the mental pod. You know what I mean? So nevertheless, Dre comes back in. He happy. Hey, man, I'm gone, boy. I'm gone. I'm gone. He's telling all his people, I'm gone. Hey, McCracken, the judge said, man, I need to get a phone call to call my people because they reduced my bond. McCracken still got everybody locked down. Any other CO, like I said, he let everybody out. When I finish my paperwork, I'll let you make your phone call. Dre's cool. Sitting in a cell. About an hour goes past. About 2:30 at this point. And McCracken, you got a monitor in your cell on the wall, or whatever. You hit the button, talk to the CO. Hey, McCracken, and don't forget about me, man. I need to call my people, man. I told you I'd let you make a phone call when I finish my paperwork. It's bullshit, man. I've been here for a whole hour. He's not saying this to McCracken, but he's saying this to himself. I can't get over there to him because I can make a phone call for him. Me and Dre grew up together. I can make the phone call for him to call his people, but McCracken won't let me in the little area, the little walkway area, to go and talk to him. Look up. It's about 3:15. It's the intercom again. I said the monitor the first time, the intercom. Hey, McCracken. Bro, it's been like 2 hours, man. I need to, you know what I mean? I need to call my people. You hit that intercom one more time and you won't be getting out to make a phone call. I mean, what are you more powerful than the judge, bro? Now Dre didn't play no games, man. He was a knockout artist, you know what I'm saying? His kids coming up or whatever. Man, come on, man. You ain't bigger than the judge. The judge said I could make a phone call, bro. And you just had me sitting in this cell for 2 hours. You got everybody locked down, won't turn the TVs on, can't nobody make a phone call, man. Come on, man. Give me a sergeant down here. Give me somebody, man. I need to get on this phone, man. Let my people know, man. I need to go. Cracking so nasty, he turns the intercom off. Boom! Boom! Dre's kicking the door. Boom! Boom! He's kicking the shit out the door. McCracken's just ignoring him. 4 o'clock comes. Now the shift change. They do shift change. McCracken's gone. Guess who comes into work? McCracken's son. He had a young son that worked there. McCracken's son wasn't nearly as bad as McCracken, but you could tell that he was gonna be. Hey, man, I need to get on this phone, bro. The judge said I can go home. Let me get my paperwork done. Everybody's all about paperwork. Let everybody out to eat, cell by cell. Actually, they didn't let him out to eat. McCracken was so honored. He goes through with the little cart, opens the food flap, puts the tray in each individual cell. Like I said, the other COs, they just let everybody out, come out and eat at once. Hey, bro, please, man. Please let me make a phone call. At this point, it's like 6 o'clock. I need to get on the phone. They got cordless phones that they have in the unit. You can just give me the cordless phone. I need to make a phone call, call my people. I'm going to let everybody out for rec after we get everything cleaned up. Come through, get the food trays. Everybody, got to contribute to cleaning up. Oh, man, there's a mosquito in this car. Probably because I got the sunroof open. Duh. Man, don't you know that man didn't get out of his cell to make his phone call till 7 o'clock that evening? Got back from court at 1 o'clock. He's heated. Because once you make your phone call, you got to wait for your people to come down there. Then they got to go downtown and do whatever, sign the paperwork, then come to the jail to get you. So by the time he gets out, it's like 10 o'clock. Better late than never. He goes home. He's home for about 2 weeks. He gets a phone call from his PO. The feds is, I don't know if it was his PO. I'm not sure if he had a PO, but he got a phone call. The case that he had, the feds was picking up the case. Feds typically don't get a bond, so they telling him, you got to turn yourself in. He's like, what? I just got out on bond. You got to turn yourself in. As much as Dre didn't want to go turn himself in, he didn't want the people coming kicking his door in where his kids was at and, where he laid his head and his girl or whatever. So Dre does the right thing. Well, I don't necessarily want to call it the right thing, but Dre turns himself in. Ain't no rewards in turning yourself in, I'm going to tell you that. They still going to say you're a flight risk. They still going to say that you're not going to come back to court. Nevertheless, turned himself in. Turns himself in. Lo and behold, guess who's working the assessment center? Oh, McCracken. This particular day, I guess McCracken was feeling pretty decent because he let everybody out to, because sometimes them COs, they don't feel like going through each cell, opening the food flap, grabbing the tray. So sometimes they'll just let you out to bring your own tray to the cart. There's a cart that, that they put all the trays on or whatever. So you wheel the cart around to feed everybody. I don't know if McCracken forgot. I don't know if he feel bad. I don't know if he... But guess who didn't forget? Dre. Dre's already like, look, man, they already give me fed time. This dude kept me locked down last time. He didn't say nothing. Those jails and those trays in the county jails are thick. I'm talking about they're probably a good 3 inches thick, at least 2.5. McCracken's sitting up in the guard's tower and he got his back turned. And the guard's tower is just has a wall that's about maybe 5 foot high. There's no door, there's no nothing. There's like maybe 4 or 5 steps you walk up and boom, you can be in the guard's tower. Dre grabs that tray that he was supposed to put on the food cart. Slides behind McCracken's just laid back. He's on the phone. You know how you in the little chairs that rock back. They got the wheels on them, but they kind of rock back a little bit. He's relaxed. Dre takes that tray. I seen the whole thing. Slid up the stairs. Couldn't hear him because you got on shower shoes. They give you orange shower shoes in the county. Takes that tray. Boom! I'm talking about he splits, man. When I say he split that man's wig, McCracken was a bald head dude too. Boom! You thought I forgot, bitch? Boom! Don't you ever try me? Boom! 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 He beating the brakes off McCracken, man. he's beating the brakes off McCracken. Well, after being hit maybe 6 or 7 times, McCracken obviously can't do anything, but the cameras catch it. Signal 7 in the assessment center. Signal 7 in the assessment center. Y'all that don't know what Signal 7 means, that means like it's stop what you're doing and get here now. You know what I mean? It's violence going on. It's immediate violence. And that's all you're going to hear over the loudspeaker in the whole jail. Signal 7 in the assessment center. Signal 7 in the assessment center. Hey, man, he beat the shit out of McCracken. He beat the shiznicks out of McCracken with that tray, man. I know I heard Signal 7 so many times that day. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Signal 7, and it's always franticness in their voice. It can be somebody that's tough and, yeah, man, any of these inmates try me, but once you try them or you see that you know what I mean, that you about that action or whatever. Not all COs, though. I done seen some COs whoop shit out of inmates. But the ones that I'm speaking of, Signal 7 in the assessment center. Man, they came. McCracken had to get stitches. I think they ended up giving Dre like an extra year or 2. And I seen him some years later. It wasn't even that many years later. And we talked about that, man. I said, hey, bro, we laughed so hard. He was like, man, he did like a year in the hole. He was like, man, it was worth every bit of it. He said it was worth every bit of it. He said, I'd do it again. Unfortunately, Dre's no longer with us. Shout out to Dre. Rest in peace, Dre. But he beat the brakes. He beat the brakes off McCracken with that tray, man. Just an example of the violence that you'll see, you know, in prison. But it's even more of an example, if you will, of how when you try to use your power, overuse your power, you're overzealous, you're abusing your power. It's the type of karma that comes back your way, man. Excuse me. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and say that I've seen it a lot, but I've seen several times, man, officers done got whooped and seen it. I heard about it several times, but like, you just can't do that. You can't just mistreat people. The officer that beat up the woman in, I think, Cincinnati up in Ohio, Joseph Hunter. We supposed to be getting together for an interview, but it's hard, a phone interview. If you're not familiar, Google Joseph Hunter. Joseph Hunter, Ohio, beats the brakes off 2 COs. Now, obviously, it doesn't say beats the brakes, but beats up 2 correctional officers, if you're not familiar. And we've communicated, and his people has reached out to me. But the problem that we having is that he stays on lockdown. He can never get to the phone. When they do give him the phone, or he has access to the phone, it's weird hours, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. When he does have access to the phones, he has to call his people or whatever. He doesn't get very much time. They got him in the Ohio State Penitentiary. Maximum lockdown. Now, everybody's, not literally everybody, but somebody say something on the chat. I ain't seen nothing in a while. I want to make sure I haven't froze up or whatever. Just say anything. Signal 7. Somebody say Signal 7 on chat. And so, okay, I see you, April. Thank you. And so, he beat that woman bad. He more so scared her. She didn't have no bruises or nothing like that on her butt. And I don't condone beating anybody up, especially a woman, but my thing is this. If you've seen what happened, the altercation, because it was all on video. She talked to that man like he had a tail between his legs. He was asking for a white shirt, which is a higher, you know. She refused to do so. She was cussing at him, antagonizing him, sprayed him with pepper spray for no reason. He was not a threat to her. He was not moving towards her in any sort of threatful manner. None of that. She sprayed the man. And after she did it, she proceeded to get the brakes beat off of her. And then her other co-worker, she came over and she proceeded to get the brakes beat off her just as well. Again, I don't condone hitting women, but see, if you want to put yourself in a man's place, you messing with a dude that got 38 years, 32 years, something like it. He ain't bothering nobody. He's going through the chains of command, and you want to abuse your authority. That's when a man that got 30-something years. You go home every day, and you were talking crazy to this man. I implore y'all to watch the video. Joseph Hunter, Ohio, beats down 2 correctional officers. That's what you get. That's what you get. And I tell you what, man, I laughed so hard on the video because she's, help, please, help. No inmates ran to the rescue. It just goes to show how much of a piece of shit she truly was. Because nobody ran to help. Sometimes an inmate will run to help thinking that they're going to, get some cool points or get some time knocked off their sentence for saving an officer from an inmate. Nobody went to help in her defense. If you have a job, go get your money and go home. Go get your money and go home. Because, to be honest, the inmates allow the correctional officers to go home. They allow them to go home to their families every day. Inmates really, really have the potential to run the prison. They have the potential to do so because inmates do everything on the prison yard. Everything. Laundry, inmates. Kitchen, inmates. The plumbing, the upkeep, the anything that needs to be built, inmates. Cutting the grass, the landscaping, weeding. Inmates do all of that. If the inmates didn't do it, because they still have to feed the inmates. If everybody bucked and said, you know what, we ain't doing nothing. I've seen that happen just as well. If everybody bucks and says, hi, Carlos. If everybody bucks and they say, you know what, we not doing nothing, they got to bring in other people. They got to bring in other people and pay them $20-something an hour to do the same thing that they paying inmates $25 a month to do. So the inmates really do have the ability to have some things changed. It just depends on if you want to get down or not. They burned down North Point Training Center, which is a medium level prison, 2009. I wasn't there though. Burned it down. Burned the whole prison down. A great part of the prison, rather. Food is nasty. The medical treatment sucks. Staff is nasty. But they tell you when you come to prison, when you go to that Rotary Farm, they tell you, if you wanted top of the line medical care, guess what? You should have stayed your ass out. Our job, we have one job and one job only, and that's to keep you alive. That's what it is. Survival of the fittest. High commissary price. Price gouging. But if you have the money to do so, you're going to buy it. Why? Because you are starving. Now, the food in prison is a lot better than the food in the county because they can't really get away with feeding you in prison the way they feed you in the county jail because they'll burn it down. They'll tear it up. But it's not that much better. Your last meal might be some places 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:15, 5:30. Then you don't eat again until 5 something in the morning. And that food is so terrible. I never ate breakfast in prison. Every once in a while I go to breakfast or whatever if they had biscuits and gravy, but I rarely went to breakfast. When I say rarely, I mean like rarely. So you forced to buy this commissary packs of ramen noodles. They used to be 6 for $1. I know they're not now, but they used to be 6 for $1. 50 cents in a pen. I've seen places where they were selling them ramen noodles for $1.25. It wasn't in prison, but it was at one of those jails. Because in Kentucky, what they'll do is they lock so many people up, the prisons be full, they'll keep you in the county jail. And they call it a Class D facility. They'll say, okay, well, you got 15 years or less, you can do your time at a Class D facility. You stay locked down, you're in a county jail. $1.25 for a little pack of ramen noodles. They make a killing off inmates. Sends you out in the community doing jobs that they supposed to pay people, but that they would be paying people $30 an hour for, $25 an hour for, paying the inmate $25 a month. I know. You stay out of trouble, Kenz. Well, you know, it's not supposed to be, prison's not supposed to be fun, Kenz. And you're right. You're right. But it's also supposed to be a place to where you can go and potentially change your life, change your situation, get you a trade, get you a skill, instead of just cutting grass all day long in prison. See, they got these programs and they're cutting the programs out. They used to have, when I first went to prison, you had welding, you had plumbing, you had HVAC, you had masonry, you had be an electrician. They had carpentry, horticulture. They had like 10 different programs, but they cut them all out. They don't want you to go in there and really improve yourself. And then they weaponize these programs. They weaponize the programs because 10 Acres 07 was good. Was good. Good to see you. They weaponize these programs. And so, for instance, if you in I'm not even going to use the educational program because this is going to probably be a 2-year waiting list before you can even get in the program. You might not even have 2 years to do. Or by the time your name moves up the waiting list, your custody level done dropped and they done sent you somewhere else. But they have these programs now that you take and they give you 90 days off of your sentence. Well, they weaponize those programs so that a CO may know that you in a class. CO may know that you in a class and then he gonna write you up. If you get convicted of that write-up, you're gonna get kicked out of the class. If you don't get kicked out of the class, you're gonna have to start all over. So if you're in a 90-day program, you get 90 days off, but it may take 6 months to complete the program. It may take 4 months. It may take 3 months. It depends on what program you're in. Say I done seen somebody get, the last step. They're on the last step. As soon as he completes the program, he's going home because he's gonna get that 90 days off his sentence. CO calls him outside, tells him to do something, and dude's name OGBT, Boo Taylor, man. Shout out to Boo Taylor. And the CO's trying to tell him to do something, and Boo Taylor's like, bro, that's not my job to do that. Boo Taylor had a little outside job or whatever. And the CO was trying to make him clean something. He was like, clean, I don't even remember what it was. Clean the day room or something. He was like, that's not my job to clean the day room. What do you mean clean the day room? Clean some windows or something like that. Boo Taylor he's about 60 years old at the time. He ain't arguing with the dude. He ain't doing none of that. But he is telling him, like, next thing you know, they didn't do a signal 7, but they called the security over. They called the security over. Put your hands behind your back. Put my hands behind my back. What did I do? What did I do? Refusing a direct order from an officer. Refusing a direct order. And this officer was an officer, and you got to respect that. You really don't have to respect it, but you somewhat have to respect it, if that makes any sense to you. And had Boo Taylor sent to the hole, locked down. He sits on the lockdown side for like 2 months. Mind you, he's on the last step, but he has to complete this class. He's sitting over on the lockdown side for maybe not 6 months, or 2 months rather, maybe 6 weeks. They bring him back over to the other side. He's trying to get back into the class so that he can go on and, present his last step and be gone. I can't remember the name of the instructor, but she was nasty, man. She was nasty as all. They said that she was like the jailer, because we was at a jail at this particular time. They said she was like the jailer's niece, because they was all kin. We was in Franklin County jails in Frankfort, Kentucky. That's the state capital of Kentucky. White lady, blonde hair, probably about 5'7". Man, she was, I ain't gonna lie to you, she was thick with it, man. But she would wear these tight pants and a tight uniform all the time, and she knew she coming around a bunch of men that's locked up, and you come dressed like that, and if you said anything to her, she just couldn't wait for you to say something so she could get you locked down. She was mean, man, to everybody. She tells him, now you had a disciplinary report, not a write-up, but a disciplinary report, so you must start all over, and you got to wait till the next class starts. What? What do you mean I ain't even do nothing? You got to wait. Richmond, Virginia, my dog, Antonio Walker, man, I think these mosquitoes done tore me up, man. Made that man start all the way over. Had to wait 30 days to get into class. And then it took him 3 months to finish the class. Over what an officer said. Had witnesses from inmates who was like, man, that man didn't even do nothing. He just said that's not my job to do. Why do I gotta clean some windows? Man, I ain't doing nothing, bro. Just decided to jump on here and go live for a little bit. What's up with you? But that's how they weaponize those classes in prison, man. Give you a right of officer or know that you getting close to going home. And I done seen times, see in Kentucky, you go for parole 2 months early. And that can be dangerous. It can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing. You go for parole 2 months early. So if your parole date is August, at some point in August, they're going to take you up for parole in June. You don't get to go see the parole board now. Unless you got like a violent crime or 25 to life or something like that. But everybody else, they do what's called a file review. File review is like they review your file. They look and see what you've done since you've been in, what your criminal history is, if you've done the programs that they recommended you to do, and then they make a decision. It's basically how they feel that day. Well, here it is. I done seen a guy make parole. We'll just use June, as I said, as an example. But he can't go home until August the 1st. CO knows that he made parole. Writes him up for something bogus. I'm talking about just the most bogus of write-ups. The write-up sticks. So now the parole board sees that you've had a write-up, and they go back and reevaluate the situation. They go back and reevaluate your file, and they say, oh, let's just say Jones. Mr. Jones, he just can't stay out of trouble. I mean, we gave him parole. Here it is. All he had to do was stay out of trouble for 60 days. So we're going to revoke his parole and give him 12 months. You can't say nothing because you're not in front of them. You can appeal it all day long. Appeals don't work. Parole appeals don't work. Only way that they work is if some newly discovered evidence comes, or it doesn't work. So now this cocksucking CO done wrote you up for something petty, and they done took your parole away from you. So now you got to call home and tell your kids, your 4-year-old, your 5-year-old, your 8-year-old, daddy's not coming home. Why? Why not? Kids don't understand. Why not, Dad? I thought you were going to make it to my party. I know, but you trying to explain this to a kid, man. They crying, disappointment in their voice, and all because of this CO, man. You meet some very, very evil people. Very, very evil people. I've seen people drive, or situations to where people done drove 4, 5, 6 hours, and they get to the gate, and the person at the gate, one time in particular, people drove way from like Tennessee. Everybody's supposed to have their social security card. They are. When they get to the gate, let me see. I'm not coming home tonight. I know it ain't right. So when they get to the gate, there was a little child. When I say little child, the child wasn't even a year old. Hadn't even seen his child. He had been in prison. Child was maybe, I don't know, 8, 9 months old. So you could tell people on the streets over and over and over, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, make sure. They didn't bring the child's social security card. They made them people turn around and drive all the way back home. I mean, they didn't literally have to drive all the way back home, but what was they going to do? An 8-month-old. They didn't have the social security card. They crying at the gate, please, we haven't seen our, it was a bunch of them. We haven't seen our, our family member, and it was Rodriguez. Rodriguez was at the gate. Another rotten CO. I'm going to tell y'all about her. Turned the visit away. Had to drive right back home 5, 6 hours. So when the people say bring the social security card of everybody, guess what? They mean everybody. That was harmless. It was a harmless 8-month-old baby. But Rodriguez was just nasty. Rodriguez, I've told a story about her. Probably about 5'5". I don't know. She probably weighed 250. She was actually a pretty girl. Black hair. I think she was, well, obviously she was Mexican. Rodriguez, I don't know if she was totally Mexican, but she was just, you could just tell she was just miserable, man. She was a very, very miserable individual. Never talked to you. Clearly didn't like inmates. Shook me down one time for a whole hour. When I say shook you down, or shook me down, you got to put your hands behind your back, they put cuffs on you, you sit in a chair and you watch while they shake you down, go through all of your items. After about 30 minutes, I'm like, come on, Roger, I'm in class. I'm missing class because it was right after they cleared count. Miss Rodriguez, I got to get back to class, man. I forgot what class I was in at the time. Been 30 minutes. The more I talked, the slower she went. I knew she was going to shake me down because when she was coming into the building, the dorm, earlier that day, right before count, when she was coming into the dorm, she had she had a bunch of stuff in her hands. I'm going through the door, but I don't hold the door open. So I don't hold the door open, so the door kind of hits her and one of the boxes drops or whatever. I didn't laugh. I just kept going. So I knew that she was going to pick with me. I didn't know exactly at what point she was, but I knew that she was going to definitely pick with me. See who's in the building. First time seeing you live. Well, I'm glad you chimed in because we definitely live. So like I said, man, it's 30 minutes. She's shaking me down. 40 minutes. 50 minutes. I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. She's going through everything, every piece of mail, everything that I have in my locker, envelopes, all that stuff. She's going through it. So finally, after about an hour, she's done shaking me down. I got stuff everywhere. She done mixed my dirty clothes in with my clean clothes. Stuff is all over my bed. So I'm like, I shouldn't have said this for real, because it just created more work for me. I said, ain't you gonna put my stuff back? She was like, oh, you want me to put your stuff back in your locker? I was like, yeah, from, my recollection, you're supposed to put it all back the way that you found it. And that's what they're technically supposed to do. She grabbed all my stuff and just threw it in my locker. I was like, here you go. Stuff's back. I ain't even say nothing. I can't win. I ain't say a word. A couple weeks later, she was always picking with people, as I mentioned. A couple weeks later, we're upstairs. The dorm that we were in, it had, okay, so you walk in, you got your main level. So you got to the right, that's a dorm. You walking into the dorm, then on the right, it's a bay. You call it a bay. Probably like 15 people in the bay. And then you go to the left, they got some other like individual cells off to the left, and you got the officer's office. Then they got some stairs. You can go downstairs in the dungeon. That's where it goes down. People be fighting and all that stuff. They ain't really have too many cameras downstairs in the dungeon. The TV room. But they also said they had the upstairs, and we was on the top floor, the third floor. Well, technically it wouldn't be the third floor, but we was, y'all know what I mean. We was upstairs. When they do count, she has to go downstairs. She has to do her floor, and then she has to come upstairs. When she came in to count, you got upstairs, you got, when you first get upstairs, because you walk up the first little flight, it's maybe 10 or 12 stairs. Then you got like a landing, you turn the corner, walk up another 10, 12, 13 stairs. So now you all the way upstairs. When you go to your left, you got this bay. You go to your right, you got the bay that we were staying in. And then when you go straight, you got like a couple cells back there, maybe about 3 or 4 2-man cells. Again, y'all know I love to paint a picture for you. She goes in. So she goes in our bay first. She counts. Ain't number 12 people in our bay. She leaves our bay. She goes in the other bay. When she goes in the other bay, somebody from our, no. She goes in the other bay, she counts, but then she has to go to the back to count the individuals that's in the 2-man cells. Somebody took baby oil. Somebody ran to the stairs while she was counting. There was no cameras in the hallway right there. They had a camera, but it was like a decoy. It didn't even really, you know what I mean? So I appreciate that, April. I definitely appreciate that, man. Yeah, y'all don't forget to subscribe, you know what I mean? So that you get all the notifications like April said or whatever. And donations are welcome. Yeah. Cash App is $ KENZ 1000. $KENZ 1000. And so when she's, doing her counting or whatever, they take the baby oil and put it on like the first couple steps, like the first 3 steps or whatever. She comes out of the last bay or whatever area that she was counting, and she goes to walk down the stairs. When she walked down the stairs, all you heard was, ah! In the movies when it's slow motion, something happening. Ah! So she tumbling down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. She's screaming and hollering. She lands on the little landing, part or whatever. She's screaming and hollering like crazy. Her whole foot is just like to the side, like just bent to the side. Nobody rushed to help her. Nobody. She had a radio. She calls, for help or whatever. They run in there or whatever. She falls down the stairs. Nobody said a word. Nobody said, we knew who put the baby oil on the stairs. Nobody said a word. They could investigate, but the cameras didn't work. Everybody's laughing, and oh my God. She ended up breaking her, I think she broke her ankle. She broke her ankle and she was gone. Again, I'm not an advocate for violence, but see, when you treat people that sort of way, guess what? Again, these sort of things happen to you. She was gone from work for several months. And when she came back, man, she was even more of a, she was something else. She eventually got hired through the feds or whatever, because the feds, they make way more money or whatever. CEOs, I definitely appreciate y'all, man. I definitely appreciate you, and Antonio, and I appreciate you, April. $KENZ 1000. See, a lot of times people, they don't catch the live stream, but they'll come back and watch it, later on, or listen to it later on or whatnot. And I got so many people that tell me, Kenz, man, I like the fact that you do longer content because, not to say that you're boring or anything, but like at night when I go to sleep, I listen to your videos. I don't even watch, I just listen to them. Or if I'm taking a long road trip, or if I'm, got to be on the road for an hour and a half or whatever, I put in one of your videos, then boom, I'm there. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons that I do this long form content. I did a couple videos, and I said that I was gonna mix in some videos. I understand that everybody, I'm trying to bring in a just not necessarily a new crowd, because I'm content with the people that support me, but I do want the channel to grow. Everybody don't like 30 minutes or better. Some people want to just watch 11-12 minute video and be good. But I'm always do the long form content, always, because I enjoy doing it. It's a form of therapy to me, and man, y'all help me. Y'all definitely help me. But yeah, when you're dealing with these people such as Rodriguez, you really, really have to watch your mouth, watch what you say, because I be honest, you in a prison full of men. And again, I do not condone men putting their hands on women. But you in a prison full of men, and you really, really acting real, real tough. You really acting real, real tough, and dudes be having different things that they go through in prison. People pass away. Your girl don't show up for visit. She's not answering the phone. Or you call home and another dude done answer the phone. You're not getting mail. You're checking the mail list every day and your name's not on it. Money didn't come, so you can't go to commissary. Your girl done sent you a Dear John, or just outright left you. Like, this will emotionally have your mind twisted in prison. You watching everybody go to visit. I know about it because that's what happened with me. I ain't put my hands on nobody, but I'm watching everybody go to visit. And I'm right here in town. And my, at the time, lady didn't even bother. Now I understand she was going through some things. I understand that. I get it. And this is not a bash her, because we cool to this day, but at the same time, I'm right here in town. There's no excuse. It's been 6 weeks. It's been 2 months. I ain't seen you not once. I ain't heard from you, other than you telling me you'll send me a little message on the J page. J page, just for y'all that are not familiar, you can email people and receive emails. Of course, it costs 50 cents an email. They make a killing on J page. So she'll send me a message. Hey, hope all is well. I ain't heard from you in 2 months. Hope all is well. I'll be down there to see you Sunday. Might get out love you, a little generic love you. Sunday comes, I got my bed. You know, everybody keeps the visitation fit, keep it iron. You got the lines going like military. You got the lines going down. You know what I mean? Each side of the shirt, you got the crease. You got your boots shiny, or you got most people got tennis shoes or whatever. So you got your best tennis shoes on. If you don't got tennis shoes, you got your boots shining. You waiting. You got a haircut, got lined up. Everything. You waiting. You waiting. I'm gonna just say me because I'm using myself as an example. It don't hurt. Talk to them, bro. Absolutely. People going to visit people, going to commissary. So, um, you going, you waiting for them to call your name, call my name. Visit's over with at 3 o'clock. Really, 2:50. They tell you to start to wrap it up, but they're not gonna call you. If it's 2:15, it's pretty much a wrap. I'm looking at the clock. It's 1:30. They count at 1:30. While count's going on, there's no movement. But right after count, probably like 1:50, sometimes 1:45. You got, count goes pretty fast. I've had times where they, real Kenz, you got to visit. Run up there to the visitation room or rush up to the visitation room. Right after count, my name's not called. 2 o'clock, 2:10, 2:15. Man, it's like torture. Didn't show up. Look on the JPay, see if I got a message. No message or nothing. Wait a whole week, because you got to wait a whole week. This is on Sunday. Visits only Saturday and Sundays. Don't hear nothing. Another week passes. I check the JPay. Checking the JPay on a regular basis. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't get to make it. I'll be down there tomorrow. Guess tomorrow never came. Then I get hit with the Dear John letter. It's not because you're in prison. It's not because you locked up. They don't have anything to do with it. When I tell you to be in prison and you have to deal with a breakup, so a woman leaving you, and I'm not bashing women because I probably deserved it anyway. You see what I'm saying? So let's be clear about that. Bad feeling knowing she's not coming, man. Terrible feeling. You hoping, but she just never shows up. But one thing a woman told me, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. We right under 2 hours. One thing a woman told me, when you leave a man when he's in a bad predicament, such as being locked up or on a sick bed or just he's not doing so well at the time, and that's solely your reason for leaving him, you better make sure that man, that you're truly over that man. Because when he gets back, or when he gets out, or when he bounces back, and he comes back from whatever he was going through, and you see him with somebody else, and you realize that your feelings are still there, but he don't want you no more, he done got over you. This is a woman telling me this. That's a very, very bad situation to attempt to deal with. We all, again, is going to have trials and tribulations. But when you have somebody that's truly treating you well, treating you right, they're going to do things to get on your nerves. Don't take that for granted. Because good people, such as you all, that rock with Kenz TV, real Kenz TV, really, really hard to come by sometimes, oftentimes in life. And the old saying, the grass is, it's not always greener on the other side. Most of the time, it's not greener on the other side. And you realize, like, man, I should have just stayed right where I was at. We should have worked it out. Didn't work it out. And again, this is no shot at anybody else, but I'm just using myself as an example. Here I am, engaged to be married next year. It's just what it is, man. Real Kenz live. Appreciate y'all rocking with me the last 2 hours. If you missed the first part of it, man, you can always go back, catch the upload. Like I said, video does upload. Appreciate y'all to the fullest. If you got something good, you better hold on to it. Absolutely, April. Absolutely. You better. Especially in these days and times of social media, and it's just so easy to just, like, you better hold on to it. Work through your problem. If y'all got a problem, work through it, man. Be committed. Y'all go to counseling, therapy, whatever it takes, work through it, man. Because like I tell my daughter, I know you may not like this particular thing about this person or whatever, but when you get with the next person, there's going to be things about him that you don't like. And then when you get with the next person, there's going to be things about him that you don't like. So if the pros greatly outweigh the cons, then work it out, man. Work it out. Work it out. Congrats again on your engagement, Kenz. Have a blessed rest of the night. Absolutely. I appreciate that. It's been a good time, my dude. Absolutely. Thanks, TB, number 6. I don't know if I got allergies or something. I keep sneezing, but excuse me. But I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. I'm going to definitely catch y'all on the next one, man. Real Kenz TV. If you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, definitely share, and let's get us to 50,000 by the end of the year. Somehow, some way, man, we can get there. But it takes a village. Real Kenz TV. Real Kenz TV, we out. Respectfully.